Welcome back to After the Snap, and I'm your host, Tasha Pierce. And of course, I've been following with great interest the commentary and news that's coming out of CinemaCon that's being held in Las Vegas this week. But one of the things jumped out at me really the most was the reaction to the trailer for the new Matrix film, Matrix 4. So if you were not aware, and I can't remember which Wachowski it is, I'm going to have to look at the article. One of the Wachowski sisters has endeavored to make another sequel to The Matrix. And again, The Matrix is like one of those groundbreaking franchises that introduced us to a lot of new visual effects, made me re-fall in love with Keanu Reeves, and gave us a story that was like just actually mind-bending and incredible. That was the original Matrix. The second Matrix was like a step down, but it still was, to me, a great movie. It was a fantastic movie. I liked the first of the two Matrix. Now, I can remember going to the movies to see Matrix 2, and I want to say Matrix 3 came out with it. Like, I watched both of those movies on the same day. And let me tell you, Matrix 3 Revolutions almost made me dislike the first two Matrixes because I was not satisfied with the way they closed that story out. Did that stop me from buying the entire set and watching it over and over and over again, especially during a period of time where your girl didn't have cable? So I was just watching these DVDs over and over again, and I would never get sick of The Matrix. So no, didn't stop me from doing that. But it was just, I couldn't believe that this is how they closed that story out. And then here recently, we started hearing that there would be a fourth installment. And my biggest question is like, how? How? Because I mean, the movies are older than dirt at this point. So if you've not seen them, I'm sorry. But everybody died. Well, not everybody. Our hero, Neo, he was gone. He sacrificed himself. He was gone. So I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out how they were going to reboot this franchise without Neo. And then we found out that Keanu Reeves would be reprising his role as Neo, and Carrie Fisher came back as Trinity. Did I say Carrie Fisher? I meant Carrie Ann Moss. Carrie Ann Moss reprised her role as Trinity. We've got Yahya Abdul-Mateen the second. Yahya, y'all know who Yahya is. I could be saying his name all wrong. I'm going to pull up the article in just a moment. By the way, I've gotten this report from Deadline, so I will link the article that I am referencing in the description box. But yeah, I just, for the life of me, couldn't get excited for this because I couldn't understand how that they were going to make this foolery happen. As it stands, people who, a lot of insiders who attended CinemaCon or are still in attendance for that matter, they talked about the Warner Brothers presentation that included a trailer for Matrix 4. And the title was also revealed, which is The Matrix Resurrections. Oh, so we're going to resurrect Neo. Is that how we getting this fourth installment? Okay, so in this article that is written by Anthony D'Alessandro and Nancy Tartaglione, they describe the trailer that they were able to see at the CinemaCon event And it says here, the trailer begins with Neil Patrick Harris talking to Keanu Reeves, Neo, a near future San Francisco. It appears that Neo is trapped in a humdrum world, much like his first self in the 1999 movie. He's just not getting his surroundings. So, Neo asks, am I crazy? And Neil Patrick Harris's character answers, we don't use that word in here. Again, Neil Patrick Harris is Neo's therapist in this reality. So later in the trailer, Keanu Reeves' character Neo comes in contact with Carrie-Anne Moss, who is Trinity, and they bump into each other in a cafe, and she asks him, have we met? Now, this is starting to sound a little weird to me, and again, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to read. A shot of blue pills spilling into a sink as Jefferson Airplane's White Rabbit song plays. So there's that White Rabbit reference again. Then a shot of Neo distorting into an old man in the mirror. A younger Morpheus tells Neo, time to fly, handing him a red pill. Then a lot of jumping, a lot of twisting midair, karate, and all the acrobats we expect from a Matrix movie. Now this one, again, is directed by Lana Wachowski, and it is still coming out on December 22nd. No word when we are going to get to see this trailer for ourselves, but, I have heard nothing but good things. As crazy as this trailer sounds to me, I've heard nothing but good things about this trailer and how excited people were to not only see the trailer for the title reveal, and now many people are saying they cannot wait to see this movie. And I'm still trying to figure out how we are here right now. I'm trying to figure out how we're here. We are 20 plus years out of the first Matrix, and we pretty much had closure in the third Matrix. It's a nice little trilogy. Here we're getting an entirely new installment, and I'm still scratching my head. Like, how? So, you had me at Keanu Reeves, okay? I love Keanu Reeves. He has starred in some of my favorite movies, or some of the movies that I could say excited me especially on an action level. We could start with Speed. We could actually go back further than that, but we'll start with Speed, just to be sure. I was pregnant with my son when I went to go see Speed. Accidentally, I snuck into a movie. I think I went to go see Lion King. And then I wasn't tired yet. Usually by that time in my pregnancy, I would get tired. But I had this burst of energy, so I said, okay, I went to go see Lion King, and I snuck into Matrix. So yeah, I was one of those, okay? I just hang out at the theater all day. No, I snuck into Speed, not Matrix, God. So I snuck into Speed, and I enjoyed that movie so much, I went back to the theaters 2 more times. These times I paid, of course. I went back to the theaters 2 more times to see Speed with Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, and one of my favorite action movies of that era, okay? Then we move into the Matrix, and once again, because of the visual effects, because of Keanu Reeves' performance, because of the underlying messages in this movie, the religious subtext, I just got so wrapped up in that culture for a little while. So, am I excited for Matrix 4 or Matrix Resurrections? No, I'm not excited. I've not seen this trailer, so I can't get as excited as the people who were able to view it and see. This description does it no justice, I'm sure. but it's not been something that was on the top of my list. In fact, I had forgotten that it was even slated to come out this year. And it's coming out like in the neighborhood of the Spider-Man No Way Home movie, which, if this is like any other Marvel endeavor, I'm going to probably see that multiple times and in the theater. Especially since I've got the shot now. I'm good. So I feel kind of safe going to the movies. But yeah, this one just came out of nowhere on my ass. I was not expecting the levels of excitement that I heard coming out of CinemaCon for this project. Now, again, Warner Brothers didn't show up because, why would you want to show up at CinemaCon? This is the premier event for the exhibitors, the very people that were hurt by the decision of Warner Brothers to put all their new releases directly day and date on HBO Max. However, I heard that they put on quite the pre-recorded exhibition, quite the show of their trailers and what they have coming up next. And it just included King Richard, which I'm very excited to see. That is the Will Smith joint that is already getting talk of maybe Big Willie getting his Oscar. So hopefully that happens. And that's the story of Venus and Serena Williams. Big Willie is playing their dad. Then we got some news out of the Batman camp, which they say that there was just a lot of behind the scenes kind of stuff, and talking to the director, talking to Robert Pattinson, and just getting a feel for who this Batman is, where he is in his journey, what makes him the Dark Knight of this era. What is he going to bring different than all the other iterations of Batman that we've seen? So that conversation was good, my understanding is. And they also played the same trailer that they showed last year at DC Fandom. I'm pretty sure we'll get the next trailer for the Batman at DC Fandom this year, which is occurring, I believe it's October 16th. If I'm wrong, I'll correct it in the description. But I believe we're getting that October 16th. So we will keep our fingers crossed and keep our eyes open for that next Batman trailer. They also, of course, gave us The Matrix, which that is the thing that kind of that threw me. But they said the spectacle of the Warner Brothers presentation was Dune. Of course, we already know that this movie looks larger than life. And in fact, it is larger than life, and that this world that they are taking, or these worlds that they are taking us to, Denis Villeneuve, these worlds that he is bringing to life are beautiful, spectacular, bombastic is one of my favorite words to use when I'm describing the scale and the scope of a movie like Dune. Unfortunately, as of right now, it's still going to be coming out on HBO Max and the theaters at the same time. Hopefully, between now and then, they may change their mind, depending probably on what other films do and how they perform in the box office. So these are things that it got me geeked. I was super excited to hear the people who were able to make CinemaCon. I was super excited to hear their reactions to the Warner Brothers presentation, because that was the one that I was like, it's going to be a lot of angry folks. Disney didn't even show up, first and foremost. They just sent Shang-Chi, like, here, y'all watch this. At least Warner Brothers put on a presentation. They didn't own up to the fact that they kind of screwed the pooch with this day and date release. However, giving giving that crowd the opportunity to see what's on the horizon, what might be coming up even after we get on the other side of 2021, because 2021 is pretty much shot. You've already said you're putting all your movies out day and date, so if you live up to that, if you don't live up to it with Dune, I wouldn't be mad at them. But if they live up to that, then okay, it's a wash. We could just wash 2021. But there are still big movies to look forward to in 2022. My understanding is that they didn't even touch Black Adam. They didn't even touch The Flash. These are movies that are still kind of in production, so they didn't want to even discuss those. It may even be in post-production. But either way, they didn't even touch those in their presentation. They just laid out the ones that I just spoke of. And my understanding is that they all look good, but nothing looks as good as Doom. But to me, the surprise out of this entire pack was the reaction to people who have seen the trailer for Matrix. And I know it's just a trailer. I cannot personally wait to see this trailer. Oh, excuse me. I cannot personally wait to see this trailer, and it has made me feel a little different. The word of mouth has made me feel a little different about whether or not I am excited to see the movie. So, if you have any thoughts, if you've heard anything about the goings on at CinemaCon, right now I'm talking just about the Warner Brothers presentation, because that was the one that kind of touched me the most. We got Batman, we've got Doom, we've got Matrix, we got Big Will. So these are things, that kind of touched me a little differently. But if you've got something that you'd like to add, go ahead and do that in the comments below. While you're there, if you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you will know the next time I upload. I've been Tasha Pierce, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks. Peace.